It takes something that's just an input that is... It's about to get really loud in here. I'm Charlie Izzo. I do front of house for Blink-182.
My name's Ray Jeffrey, on tour as an audio engineer for Blink-182.
And we're here talking about all of the wonderful Rupert Neve products that we're using on this tour.
We are currently in my little monitor bunker. We are behind stage. With this production, we have pyro over my head, stage is in front of us, and it's not a standard position to be in, not your common spot, but you know, video camera so I can see the band. Yeah, it's my little area.
The vocals on both Tom and Mark, I'm using the Shelford channels, and I'm coming line in on them, and then using the high pass filter. After that, it goes into the EQ here. I'm doing a little mid-range boost. It's kind of like the famous Neve mid-boost. It sounds great on the vocals. And then the compressors I'm using in parallel, just bringing in about 30% just to add some more color and depth to the vocal overall. And then after that, the Red Silk. It sounds really good on the top end of the vocal and really just makes the whole thing pop out.
I am using everything on the channel. It's using it for the EQ compression all the way through to Silk. Honestly, it's one of my favorite pre's I've gotten to use. The Silk in red mode has been my go-to on Mark and Tom's vocal. Great high end, very smooth, details great. Both of those guys are very happy. I don't want to tour without it.
It takes an input that's just there on the desk and really just elevates it to a next level of production and quality that it sounds, you know, record ready.
My normal workflow during line check, spend a good amount of time on stage, just listening to how the vocal's sitting in the room, different arena each day. Using the 5045s has been biggest help on this tour. The stage is essentially almost halfway into the bowl, so between the wash from the PA, the audience, having 5045 has helped me immensely. I haven't had to touch it lately. It's been pretty much a set and forget for me, and it's just kind of pulling out the wash in the room. It's not cutting out too much, so they don't really hear it working. It's just enough so it's tightening their vocal, tightening the mix up. That's pretty much it.
I'm also using the master bus converter over here and the headphone amplifier. You know, not that the console headphone amp is terrible, but this really does great work for me, especially when I have to do mixes offline. I actually can hear exactly what the PA is going to sound like using that, which is great. MBC, the entire mix goes through that. I was doing front of house for Halsey last year, and I had it out on that, and I loved the sound of it. Just takes the whole mix and just brings it right here to your face, and you hear every detail. And then also having the Silk transformer on that is amazing. I use the Red Silk on that as well, especially in rooms like this that are real boomy and just kind of nasty sounding. That really cleans up the mix a lot. I'm also using the limiter on it, just tapping it when the mix is really going on heavier, louder songs. So on Travis's drums, we're using the outboard preamps, the Dante pre's, which is great for multiple reasons. It's 2 Cat5 cables because, you know, the drum kit flies, so we don't have a bunch of copper going up there. That's great. We're using the RNDI on the 808, the transformer sound in it really gives a nice boomy low end that rattles throughout the whole arena. And the detail and depth that I get out of the drums is phenomenal. I mean, that's one of the biggest compliments we get is our drum sounds. They sound like studio quality drums coming through the PA.
Feels like I'm in the studio, for sure. I started in the studio and transitioned to live, so that's something I've always missed. When I started doing live, I want it to be the studio, and it's here now, you know. Rupert's legacy it's Rupert Neve. There's, you know, what else to say? It's, you know, I love the fact that the company is holding on to the legacy and continue to grow with new products.
Making bulletproof studio quality gear that can take the, you know, the troubles of the road. The sound, the reason I use all these products is to just elevate it to something bigger than just, you know, hearing a band on a stage. It really makes it sound like you're listening to the record live, and that's the goal. The goal is to make the band sound as good as they possibly can, and this is what does it.